Um, so I think if you look at all the value propositions that have been presented here today, we really need to think about how you bring it all together. What is going to be the catalyst for making all of those promises that you've made a reality, for bringing all those partnerships together through your PPP phenomenon, into reality. What is really that catalyst that's going to bring it together? And that's where Incuvest comes into the fold, which is we believe investment is going to be the catalyst for making all of this a reality. On one hand, you have the phenomena of a post-closure economy going back to our challenge statement, which needs to become a reality. But at the end of the day, you need partners who will be enabled to do so. So what we thought of is writing a check, right? A blank check, which in some shape or form will enable an investment economy and ecosystem, which will be the catalyst for all of these value propositions that have been presented here today. So our persona who works at Incuvest is Thabo. Thabo is a private equity fund manager. And the background to how he came to be into private equity is that he grew up in a mining community where his father is a mine worker, his mom was a domestic worker, and he got a bursary from Exaro to go to university and become a finance professional. And what did he decide to do with that educational background? He went into private equity and established an investment fund which invests in the mining sector. However, he has a strong emotional attachment to the mining community that he comes from and many other mining communities. And he also understands that as a private equity fund, he needs to have a return on investment to the institutional investors who put money into his fund. They're very used to investing in the mining sector, as is the status quo, but the spectrum is moving. The post-closure economy is potentially an opportunity. Mines want to invest in the post-closure economy because there's a lot of benefit that can come from it. There's sustainability, which has been mentioned, but at the same time, there needs to be a handover. So, what Thabo seeks to do and think of is a way to partner with the ecosystem of investors. So he wants to establish a private equity fund which will invest in the post-economy infrastructure, so a post-economy infrastructure investment fund, which ultimately will mandate him to write blank checks to project developers in the mining community that will ultimately inspire the mine to have more confidence in a long-term strategy where Thabo, as part of his mining investment private equity company, can upfront provide the funding strategy to invest in projects that will be developed. These could be hospitals, these could be roads, it could be solar farms as part of an IPP mandate to potentially sell electricity back to Eskom given the load shedding challenge that we have currently in our country. And what does that do? There are so many offshoots. You will look at job creation. There will potentially be opportunities for skills development and education. Ultimately, there could also be ESD programs to create entrepreneurs who make that community sustainable. And what do you have? A sustainable post-closure economy. So I think what we'd like to get your support for today and sponsorship is to garner the right partners, the right institutions, the DMRE as well, the DTI, the financial institutions as well, and also the small businesses to come into this ecosystem and put money into this fund that we'd like to establish and make Thabo proud in the fact that his education helped him give back to his community. And ultimately we'll have an emerging economy coming after mining activity in most of the provinces that we see in our country today.
Thabo for